Cafe. And today, my friend Reggie Cesear is with me. He is of the Matinenecock Nation, and he is a Turkey Clan chief and also a medicine chief. Oh, I know. You were telling me about the acupuncture that natives used. Could you mention a little of that?
I'll tell you about the book. Yeah, that was an interesting thing because I had done some work with Cherokee and Lakota people, and we were talking a little bit about acupuncture, and how because they knew that I was familiar with acupuncture, and a doctor friend of mine who studied in Canada, he had a degree up there. He had mentioned, he said, "Oh yes," he said. We had to read like different texts, and one of the texts that they read was the writings of the Jesuits.
Oh,
about,
yes,
the local people there. And in the writings, they said how they felt it was so strange that the natives would take these porcupine quills and put them into thick muscles.
Whoa,
and had a pain with the muscle, they put it in there, which in acupuncture, that's like, pain.
Yeah, it's the same thing. Yeah.
Takes not, They didn't have the sophisticated meridian channel theory.
Oh, okay.
But it was like barefoot acupuncture. Like it was very
fabulous.
practical
It sounds
type of thing. You have a pain in your shoulder. I know that there's a point I can do up here, and there's a common point that everybody knows is popular down here. So they would do things like that, So they would do it for pain, not for the intricate things, or have I read anything about, not for the intricate things that the Chinese took it, but it was something that was done for like different types of pains that you would have.
And then again, there might have been even more because the Jesuits, I mean, they're not going to show them, the Jesuits, everything.
Yeah.
And from working with porcupine quills, I know they could be pretty mean and pretty sharp,
So they use them, Also, something I mentioned is that they have, kind of proof of it that some of the tribes did surgery.
Yes, I've heard that.
Because they would anesthetize the skin with oils, herbs. You can it's a local thing. And then you give somebody something that they chew on, and then they fall asleep, or they get and then. So how did they do with surgery when they didn't have surgical steel? Abyssinian blades.
Oh, yes. They're really sharp.
That's it.
They're really sharp.
So they would anesthetize the skin. They would rub like mixtures, the herbs over the area.
Herbs and stuff.
And then they would take and use it to cut it open. And from the people that made their own clothes, they had to know how to stitch it up.
All kinds of sewing and everything.
Yes, so that's how they would. And they actually, there was documentation that they found skulls that the Mayans had done brain surgery.
Yes, I've heard about that.
There's a lot more than people thought about, sophisticated systems and stuff.
And also people that's like, why are you looking in my house at this, that, and the other? That's not your business. So it's like, what is it, Floyd Westerman had, here come the anthropologists, better hide your past away. So that's
So a lot of stuff was, on the unfortunate side, a lot of stuff was gone. And we also have to remember that because there was a mystery about all these things, if they worked and they weren't accepted or done before, then it was magic.
And then you could be burned at the stake for being a witch or a warlock.
That's a whole another step in there. Like I've had relatives that were Blackfoot on my father's side, and they were midwives.
Yes.
And one of my cousins, who was like one generation ahead of me, like the next generation, so she knew about them. And ironically, they loved my mother. Even though they were Blackfoot, my mother was Matinenecock.
Well, you're native.
You're native, and also my mother took care of the old people. That's how she made her money. She took care of the elderly.
Oh, okay,
So they really got along great with her, and they were technically both midwives. My cousin said they had to become midwives because medicine women get burnt.
My God.
Of course,
I never heard that
course,
one.
a medicine woman.
Yeah.
Medicine woman, of course, she can take and give,
because
she can do birthings.
Yeah,
That's
definitely.
Like, she's an elder woman. Of course, she can do
She's an
it.
elder. She knows herbs. She knows the plants. She knows the landscape. She had probably had several children herself. So.
But medicine women, witches.
Oh.
So they became midwives. So that would cover like the stuff that they were doing and treating that. Yeah, and that's kind of like the thing they really liked my mother because my mother did medicine because she worked with the elderlies. So they would tell her to trade things back and forth, which is the whole thing that we forget about that kind of an offshoot, but not that powwow. In Algonquin meant was a collecting of medicine people, a powwow.
That's true.
Right?
Yes,
Yeah.
that's true. And people in this country do not realize the pharmaceutical companies, the whole medicine that this country is founded on, came from Native people.
Native people.
It's because.
You mean they didn't go out to the pharmacy and write?
Yeah,
get their
all right,
prescription?
write me a prescription, right? In 1600s and whatever. Didn't need it,
Yeah.
You basically were healthy anyway, so.
But they had, burdens of life that was acquired that they get.
Yeah, that's true.
And then so there was things, people would get stomach aches and they would get common things that was reading. They go to one of the clans or go one of the medicine people and they would take and treat them for it. Yeah. Each clan, from what I was told, I know it's a long story. I don't have the time for it, but each clan had medicine, but they also had their own medicine too.
Oh yes.
So
Their personal medicine.
Yeah. So one clan might have respiratory, and one clan might have digestion things.
I miss the old days that I never saw.
Yeah, they were hidden away and gone away. But yeah, so that's the thing. Some of it comes into the modern day, you know, and
that's true.
I've been fortunate, as I said, to be in contact with people that are taking and trying to bring back Native American medicine.
Yes, I love that.
Because it was a common thing that was done all over.
Yeah.
It's hard to get to the doctors, and there's pictures. I couldn't find one of the pictures, but I had a picture of a medicine man. I think he was Cherokee. He was African American and Cherokee, and he was a doctor, but he also was Native, and you'd see he had all the things there. So there were people that actually, did that. And
my grandmother, it was when you're a kid, my grandmother raised me, and all the things that she taught me, I still use them. And it's oh my God, why didn't she teach me more? Or why didn't, because they work. They work so well.
Weird,
and it's oh, I want more, I need more. And it's
put a potato on this. And
oh poultices and, different syrups and, herbs.
But I think a lot of that, my mother, I never got the point. My mother used to make a liniment. I don't know what
I made a liniment at one point.
Yeah, she used to make a liniment, and she would do massage and hit that. If you had a stiff, she would hit you with that liniment, and and it seemed to work very well.
Yeah,
it smelled whole house smelled from the
I know, you get to cooking and boiling, and it's and there's special pots and stuff for those.
Yeah, so but all that stuff is gone.
I don't do it as much as I used to. It's
go out to the store
time-consuming,
and get it.
too,
you can go out to the store and get it. One of the things,
I go to Chinatown if I need something.
So it's there. Now, also one of the things that the teachers I said with coyote medicine, there was the little madrone, and through storytelling, a lot of the stories were healing stories that they would do.
Yes. Because again, it's the vibration of your voice, and if you have songs in this, and like
so
your
that-
song and
yeah.
the sound healing, and now they're bringing tuning forks,
Tuning forks and yeah.
and I just saw
It's
an
all
article.
about frequency.
Yeah, I just saw an article. Actually, it was on Facebook about using sound to destroy cancer cells. You know,
Somebody had mentioned that. I know one of the things that I do, besides from being a medicine man, the other Reggie, I'm actually a licensed massage therapist, and Shiatsu Sensei. I'm part of the founding team at the Swedish Institute College of Massage Therapy.
Oh, great.
We brought the Shiatsu to the Swedish Institute. So I study herbs and medicines like that. And the medicines and the herbs is very intertwined with traditional healing methods. You know, and the story. The thing that I know that we do it, I don't know how many other cultures do it, is that the story is often part of the healing process. You know, so I know
That's very interesting, you know, because storytellers, they say he or she who knows all the stories wins, you know, because it's about actually creating and healing and, you know.
certainly it calms the kids down.
Yeah, I was fortunate to have an extremely excellent storyteller, my uncle, and he would calm a whole room. You could hear a pin drop.
Really?
He had sound effects. He did all kinds of things, and it was like, you know, and that's how I got into storytelling through him, you know. But
I think I mean, when I was younger, I know I told the stories, you know. I think I always remember this story that they told me, because I had a reading thing that I never realized that they had. So I had trouble reading.
oh,
So I would come back from Connecticut, and they'd have people in the car, like my aunts and stuff like that. And this one was so funny. Like, I'd start reading them the book, and it would start off with the book, but then after a while, I'm just making the stories up because I didn't even know enough words to take into it. So one of my aunts, I remember she said to my mother, "He reads so good." She says, "He doesn't read. He hardly reads at all." She says, "But he's been reading from that book for about a half an hour." I said, "It's a thin book. He only read the first couple of pages, and he just made up the story the rest of the way."
great! You were creating stories at a young age, right? Yeah, it's
So that's
wonderful.
Yeah, there's a lot to that. As I said, you know, coyote medicine. Part of the things that they use is stories.
Oh, can you do us a song with your turtle rattle? Please show your rattle.
Oh yes, this is a turtle rattle. I didn't think of a song. Yeah.
Well, whichever you want
Yeah,
to
we
do.
can do that. And stomp dances are often done, but we'll be all around. It'll be off the
We
thing.
can't do a stomp dance, ladies and
Not
gentlemen.
enough place,
That's
not
not.
enough there.
We don't have enough microphones, etc.
yeah. You can kind of sing one, but well, there's things about the rattle too. The turtle rattle's natural, comes from the turtle, and we also use this for healing
Yes.
because it has a certain vibration. You can take and move that over the area, take it over the area, and then take and sing a song. So that's the turtle has a lot of power to it because the turtle goes out, but wherever it goes, it's at home. So that's a lesson that I think all of us can take. And wherever country you go, wherever you are, you can be at home because the home is always with you and in you.
No,
It's like
that's
turtle. Yeah,
nice.
it's
I like
turtle
that. I
medicine.
like that. Yeah.
But, let's see. Yup, yup, whee! Yup, yup, whee! Yup, yup, whee! Yo-ho, hey, yo-ho, hey, yo-ho, hey, yo-ho, hey. Weha, 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 weha. Ahe, 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 ahe. Ah, 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 Oh yeah, 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 oh yeah. Whee! So that's like a little stomp dance type of song.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it's such fun doing stomp
Yeah,
dances.
everybody loves that. That's
Especially late in the evening and, near the fire.
yeah. And do stomp
Right.
dance for
It's
hours.
such
And then-
healing, I know, right there,
Well, actually, when you're doing the stomp dances, when you're doing a lot of dance, now there are medicine dances that a lot of them are lost now.
Yeah.
But even when you're doing stomp dances, there's another medical part to it that people don't realize.
Oh, okay.
Because why have they get me with a full shot? They're so good that they can get all the stuff here. So when you do a dance, like we often start with our left foot. The
Heart.
So when you'll be doing a stomp dance, you'll be moving your left foot and going in a circle depending on where you're from. So you'll be having your foot, the ball of your foot. In Chinese medicine, they say that kidney 1 is in the bottom of your foot. And that is going to connect, and the kidney connects with the heart. So you're actually strengthening
And
the
if
heart
you're on
by
the
dancing.
earth, you're in touch with her vibration and you're bringing it up to your heart.
Yeah.
It's wonderful.
So there are, besides from being fun, there are medical benefits from doing the stomp dances and doing
All right,
the dance.
everyone, get ready for your stomp dances.
That's right. Do your stomp dances. It's coming back. So yeah. So there's a whole bunch of things that we could do, but I don't want to take them. They'll be saying, you guys are eating up all the time.
No, don't worry about
Okay,
that.
good.
We're going to, I hope you all can come back because we are going to continue because there's so, excuse me, there's so many areas of healing we can talk about. Herbs more, we could talk about even clay, using clay. We could talk about water. It's just so many methods, and other countries also. So
And the
do come
similarities
back.
that we
yes,
have
yes,
that
yes.
makes us realize that we're more alike than different.
I know. That's what we need to concentrate on, being more alike than different, because this different stuff is causing too much friction.
Yeah.
There's the human race, okay? Let's
So we
get
call
with
it
that.
sweat, and some places calls it steam, and
Yeah, that's true. And
Scandinavia that have their lodges that they
yeah.
do. So all over the world, there's different lodges that do different things. So
Yeah.
we must be all connected.
Somewhere, they say it all, the earth was all one, and then it just
Well,
separated and moved, and so that's true. You look at the animals when they migrate thousands of miles back to their birthing places. So they say the earth was all one piece, and then it broke apart. And that's why they have to fly thousands of miles. So there are more similarities
yeah.
than
Sometimes,
not.
than not.
Do you know if they're having any herbal walks now, like to identify herbs in?
They used to do that a lot. I
Yeah.
don't know if they really do that. He's a Micmac cousin popped out of his head up north. Evan Pritchard.
Oh,
He used
yeah.
to come down and do herbal walks, but I don't know if he's coming down here anymore and doing that.
Well, I remember there was this man years ago called Wild Man Steve
Yeah,
Brill.
Brill.
I don't know what
And he
happened
used
to
to live
him.
off the, and he would take it.
And then Red Thundercloud, and there was a place up in, oh God,
It's
I
one
can't
of the
remember.
parks, one of the common
yeah,
parks
one
that
of the
they would-
parks. Yeah, they used to.
Yeah, I
do
didn't know.
that.
You know, it's so sad that what happened to like our parks and stuff.
I
Not just even
know,
being
yeah,
like New
you
Age
know.
or holistic. Like, so I don't know if it's still happening. You know, if they still have that.
And a lot of what people consider weeds, like dandelion, it's a great woman's tea.
Oh, dandelion.
I mean, it's like destroyed, and I take a tincture. I love it, you know. And
What was it? So my wife's godmother, I don't know if she was Cherokee or not. I think she might have been Cherokee. And lived not too far away. And ironically, she was friends with my mother's family.
oh,
Figure that.
wow.
I don't know how that happened, but you know, it was
Excuse me,
over from Long
destiny.
Island. Yeah. So before I got married, she had me come to the house, and we had a whole thing with dandelion. She had dandelion
Yeah,
wine and dandelion salad, dandelion this. and
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
it was very
that. I'll
important.
never
and
forget that. Well, I'll never forget that dandelion wine. Ooh, that was
I've
good.
never had it, but it
Yeah,
must be a
sweet. It was
kicker.
good. Yeah, it was good. Sweet, yeah. But yeah.
Yeah.
So there's a whole lot you can do, like with the dandelion and different greens
Yeah,
like that. Yeah.
you know, alfalfa is one,
Alfalfa,
and
yeah.
you know, I love alfalfa, and it's just, you know, sassafras. And, you know, people don't even use that. I think they were trying to outlaw sassafras and
Really?
some of the herbs. They were saying, oh, it causes cancer because there is a friction going on between the pharmaceuticals. They want you to take theirs because they make money. They want you to take theirs, so they're trying to do away with a lot of things.
There's a story that I heard. They were not plains or woodland type people, not from around here. And it was an elder telling the story and said, back in the day, we used to use roots and barks
Roots. I remember hearing that. Roots
to
and
heal
barks.
the
Yep.
ailments. And then the white man came and said, you can't use those, you have to use real medicine. And they took that away, and they made us take these pills and things like that. And so
That cost $100
did.
for two.
Yeah, we did.
you know?
So we took the medicines and we did that off. And said now they come back and say, oh, where's those roots and barks you got?
Yeah,
because
right?
you can make drugs from them and you can heal people with them. Make the same thing. you
Yeah.
know. The drugs are stronger. You know, they concentrate that. But, you know, and it depends on the level of ailment of the person. From a clinical point of view, depends on the level that the person has. If they have something that you can get rid of it with a tea, you want to take the tea because it's no harm. You know, either it's going to work or it's not going to work. I mean, and there are effects that teas have, but you know if you're using them that this is going to make you, increase urination, or this is going to
stuff
make you
like that.
sweat. I mean, those are the common, that's what they do, you know. But a lot of that is like, they're not doing that anymore. And it's less side effects.
Well, I also think sometimes people wait until the last minute
Yeah.
to, I haven't been feeling good for a year, so excuse me, why didn't you check it out? And then when they try something, they say, oh, it didn't work. Oh, well, maybe it didn't work because you need it in combination with something else because you waited too long.
Well, also that's where, if we talk about the medicines of other countries, I actually studied Chinese pharmacology at St. Agnes Hospital. I studied with them. But in China, it was a multiple of things that you did. You might go to the herbalist, and the herbalist might recommend that you get acupuncture or a 20-hour Chinese massage.
Oh, okay.
So it wasn't that you would always get herbs. It wasn't that, acupuncture was very common, that you would always get acupuncture. It was always, massage was also the preferred modality, because everybody liked that, and you could do that.
Oh, yeah.
So, that's where I think we forget about that sometimes you need a massage, but sometimes you need herbs. Sometimes you might need acupuncture, and sometimes you might need the Western medicine to just give you a good kick.
Yeah.
And then you could take the other things like that. So it's not like, it's combining all the things.
I love steam.
Oh.
Steam rooms and
Steam rooms and
that
the
just
saunas. And that's something
relaxes
I think we mentioned that's it's kind of a universal thing.
yes.
With sweats
yes.
and steams
yeah.
all over the world
It's
that
wonderful.
they have them, and eucalyptus and all different.
Oh, yeah.
Each country has a different
Yeah.
thing that they do, and some friends have told me about the natural hot tubs and springs that they have out west that some of the tribe would have, like in the mountains. They would come down, and it would be natural hot springs. In Colorado one time, I think we.
Oh, really?
No, it's called.
I love Colorado.
Where is Phoenix?
Arizona.
Arizona.
Oh, yeah, I've heard about those.
Arizona,
yeah,
we were there,
yeah.
and they had natural hot springs that were in the mountains. I was at a conference, and like one of the hotels, I'm like, yeah, you just walk around the ledge and walking, and then there was like this, it was coming down from the mountain. It was natural hot springs.
Wow.
Yeah. So that's the thing. Of course, the indigenous people use that all the time.
Yeah, for years and centuries, and it's wonderful.
And you didn't have to get a ticket to go to the spa. You just went right there. Went right
Stick
there.
your toe in.
That's it. Jump in. So,
when you. Is it warm enough? It's too warm.
And sweat lodges.
Oh yeah, love that.
I don't know of any tribe that didn't have a sweat lodge. You think about it, right?
I don't know what I think about it.
Any native tribe that didn't have a sweat lodge. You know, that's one of those things I think all the native.
Yeah. Well, I think we've come to the end of our show with Reggie Cesear, my friend, Matinenecock friend. He is the Turkey Clan chief and a medicine chief. And I hope you all enjoyed our program. We will be back again another time to sit and chat with you. Thank you for coming to Pathways to the Dream Lodge Cafe. I'm Candice Tarpley, your host, Wado, and my friend Reggie.
Wanishi, Lapish Canal, until we meet again.